Dr. Boniface Kasululu. Kama ambavyo mmeshuhudia, leo mkoa wetu wa Songwe tumepokea ugeni wa mkurugenzi mkuu wa shirika letu la kuhudumia watoto ulimwenguni, shirika la UNICEF, lakini akiambatana na viongozi wengine kwa maana ya mkurugenzi wa kanda, kwa maana ya ukanda wa Afrika, lakini pia na Mwakilishi Mkazi wa UNICEF hapa Tanzania. Kwa nini wamekuja katika mkoa wa Songwe? Mkoa wetu ni miongoni mwa mikoa minne ya nyanda za juu kusini ambayo inapata ufadhili wa shirika la UNICEF katika utekelezaji wa shughuli mbalimbali za kuhudumia watoto, na shughuli ambazo zinatekelezwa na serikali kwa ushirikiano na shirika hili ni shughuli zinazohusiana na watoto, hususan kwenye maeneo ya huduma za lishe, kupambana na udumavu, lakini pia kwenye eneo la kupambana na tatizo la mimba za utotoni. Kama ambavyo inafahamika katika mkoa wetu wa Songwe tuna hii changamoto, lakini pia tumeona shughuli mbalimbali za IPOSA, kwa maana shughuli zinazolenga kuwajengea uwezo vijana wetu katika kutekeleza shughuli mbalimbali za kuwapatia kipato. Tumeona kikundi cha ushoni, lakini pia wanaojifunza masuala ya saluni pamoja na useremala, lakini tumeona shughuli za ulinzi wa mazingira au uboreshaji wa mazingira yetu, lakini pia eneo la kilimo kwa maana ya bustani mbalimbali. Lakini tumeona pia maadhimisho ya siku ya afya na lishe ya kijiji, ambapo wananchi katika eneo hili la kata ya Mlowo katika halmashauri ya wilaya ya Mbozi wamejitokeza katika utaratibu wa kawaida, kwa sababu hapa ndipo huwa wanakutana kuweza kufanya maonyesho na mafunzo mbalimbali ya uandaji wa vyakula hasa kwa watoto wa chini ya miaka miwili. Lakini mwisho mnaweza mkaona kwenye eneo lile la shule ya sekondari, kwa maana ya kuona vipaji kwa namna ambavyo watoto hasa wa kike wanavyojengewa uwezo wa kusoma masomo yale ya sayansi. Lakini mwisho tumemalizia na eneo la utunzaji wa mazingira kwa eneo la uteketezaji wa taka zinazozalishwa katika mazingira yetu.
Songwe in Tanzania, and it's really a beautiful day. As you can see, lots of people around, and I came to see a whole range of services that they provide at one time in a place. And it's really impressive to see it because it's everything from monitoring the young mothers with the community health workers to monitoring the growth of the children, to teaching mothers how to feed their children. It was actually amazing. It showed them, they had chickens there and turkeys to show them what kind of food they should be eating, a whole range of things, the vegetables they should be giving their children, and showed them really day by day what a child should be eating, which was quite impressive. And I saw some kids getting their vaccines. I got to give some vaccines, which was just the polio. I didn't do the shots, but the kids are getting their shots. And so it really is a range of things that we do here. And UNICEF supports the work that's going on in this community. The government is very involved and very supportive. I met with some community health workers. Tanzania has had a long history of having community health workers, which is fantastic. They've continued to train these workers and really make sure that they're properly prepared to do the work they need to do in the communities. I got to have a conversation with a couple of them who talked about how they go to the homes, they assess what's going on, they make sure children are doing fine. They have about 100 families that they visit every month, and they know exactly what's going on with the children in that family and with the adults as well. And they provide a whole range of either services directly or referrals to other services. So it was impressive to see because it's the whole sort of spectrum of challenges and issues that young mothers and other mothers are facing, and it's a way to really bring them all together and teach them, but also work with them, hear their concerns. The interesting thing is what I saw here is that there are really strong relationships and connections between the government, UNICEF, and the private sector, and I saw some of that here. And I think ideally all those pieces come together to really support the families and the children in these communities. I saw it, it's really quite impressive, and I think it's a really good model, and I think Tanzania has led in many ways this idea of really addressing these issues in a comprehensive way. They've done a good job of reducing under 5 mortality, but there are challenges that remain, particularly around nutrition, making sure that children are not either underweight or malnourished or overweight. And so really working with the mothers to understand what sorts of foods they should be giving their children. And of course, these mothers are also, they're doing this on top of everything else they do. Many of them work in the market. Many of them are, dealing with several children, and they're trying to keep everybody healthy. So it's a lot to do. And I think giving them the support, making sure they understand what they need to do is really critical. Stunting is a terrible problem for children, because what happens is if they're stunted, which means they don't get proper nutrition in the early years, it's a problem that lasts throughout their lifetime. You really can't catch up. So it's very, very important to make sure that when we have babies and young children, they're getting the proper nutrition. That first 1,000 days is absolutely critical for brain development. We need to make sure they're getting the proper nourishment and the stimulation they need to make sure their brains are developing. And that will help them the rest of their lives. It'll make them more able to participate. Their economy is stronger, the country's stronger. So it's a really good investment, and it's a smart investment.